Good morning, little lady. Oh, are we hiding? Are we hiding? Good morning, everybody. Yes, we were hiding. Good morning, everybody. It's Brittany at Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida, and I am here with Smalls, who just tried to surprise attack me through her ferns. I think we showed up just in time for the zoomies. I fed her and her route this morning, so I think we timed it pretty good. And there's Gilligan in the background. Good morning, Cindy and Karen. Good morning, Deb. Good morning, Jeremy. It's Gilligan and her. She's very enthralled with what he's saying. Gilligan calling over there. Good morning, Val. Precious lady. Good morning, Erica. Oh. Good morning, Francis and Sarah. Are you purring up a storm? Good morning, Chelsea. Woo. My camera can never keep up with her when she actually zooms. Good morning, Tim. Whoa, was that a growl? Hi, Camille and Lynn. Was you growling? Hey, Sarah C. Thank you, Karen, for the donation, and good morning to you. Good morning, Kathy. Hi, Mindy. Are you being wild? No, Belinda, we have not moved Smalls yet. I don't know if that's still on the plan for moves or not. I fed her this morning, so I did take it upon myself to go ahead and start lowering her feeding lockout door just in case they were gonna try. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, Pumpkin. Good morning, Jane. So you can see that her lockout door is quite lower than normal. Gives us a little less space that we have to drop the door. She's very quick, obviously. So you don't want to have too much space where the door is still dropping and she can somehow squeeze out. Hi, Amanda. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Noor. Hi, Tina and Becky. This is Smalls Bobcat. If you guys are just joining, this is Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida. Good morning, Kim. Hi, Kathy. I don't know how she'll feel about a new enclosure, but it would be a lot more space for her. I'm just a little worried because when she goes out into funcation, she absolutely hates it. Like, it's just too much space. But it's also really big and open and wide. It's a very, very wide enclosure with not a lot of hiding spots. And at least Zukari's old cage has a lot of foliage and palmettos. I wish she had pretty much the exact same jungle gym she has now over there, but maybe we can all look into fundraising for that or something. If the Hollies have time. He's got one really tall platform over there and then a really big den full of ferns just like she has over here, but I think she would miss this platform. Thank you, Deborah, for the donation. Because she can go really high on a bunch of different steps. There's the tail. Are you done with us? I guess she's done. Sometimes I think she's done and then she shoots off the top like a bullet, so you just never know. Are you hanging out up there? You coming back down? All right, you have fun up there. Well, let's see if Mrs. might still be out. She got breakfast from me this morning too, so there's a good chance she's already retired for the day. I mean, of course I want Smalls to have more space. I hate to see her have to go totally in reverse on all the progress she's made about finally coming out of her shell. I see a Mrs. Is that your new hangout? I love it. Hi. Oh, you have the worst wire. It's so hard to see you. This is Mrs. Claus hanging out in her tree. Hi. How do I show you? Worst 2x4 wire ever. She's such a small bobcat. Are you talking? Whoop. This is Mrs. Claus Bobcat. Yep, going right into feeding lockout. Is there a second breakfast, lady? Hi. I think it was Paula that just asked me about Marianne Bobcat. I showed her to you guys yesterday and had told you that on Sunday morning she was limping and not wanting to bear weight on one of her front paws. By last night's med time, she would sit and actually use both paws as she was sitting up, but she was still limping. And then this morning when I was closing feeding lockouts before feeding, and she was using the paw that she didn't want to use at all yesterday to stick her paw outside of the cage and dig at the dirt on the ground. So I'm not totally sure what's happening there. She's doing fine though. She's still eating, taking meds. She could have just twinged something. It's hard to say. I think we've lost our missus. She's gone now. Thank you, Janet, for the donation. She went to her furthest back spot all the way back there. Let's go see Tut. King Tut is sleeping in his feeding lockout. He's a spoiled boy. He's a meds cat. He's only fed by meds keepers. And he sleeps on his food tray because we usually just give him food on a paper plate right at the side of the cage wherever he is. Hi. What are you doing in there? Hi. This is King Tut. What are you doing? Hi, mister. King Tut is a Savannah cat. Let's see, maybe I can get an angle this way. Oh, where are you going? And King Tut was spotted yesterday zooming. He had zoomies around his enclosure, and he actually ran up his tree. And when he jumped down, he was noted as limping. So I don't know how to stop these cats from being so crazy and wild. He's always had a limp. That's why he's on medication. He's got a bad knee. Yeah, you're purring. You're doing a lot of purring. You making biscuits? Yep, we're making some biscuits, prancing around. Hi, sweet boy. Look how much you're shedding, buddy. Look how much you're shedding. Come back this way. Very sweet. Very sweet. So everybody always sees the cats do this and they assume that these cats want us to pet them. You know, a lot of our hybrids and a lot of our Savannah cats actually had been housed as pets, and they 100% did not enjoy being pets. And we've actually tested that out with these guys. We've used retractable scratchers to try to simulate petting for them, and they're just not that into it. What this really means is that he's marking his territory. Cats rub on everything because they have sensory glands all over their face and neck and feet. I think it's Coolaroo time. And they pee on everything and scratch everything, and that is them marking their territory. So that's more or less him telling me that that's his boundary. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a domestic cat at home that is notorious for love bites. If you pet her for too long, she will immediately bite you. And these cats would be no different, and they have much bigger teeth and much bigger bite force. Thank you, Justin, for the donation. Yes, that's such a sweet boy. That is such a sweet boy. And honestly, it's disrespectful. These guys were never meant to be in cages. They shouldn't have been born and bred and hybridized by people to be sold and to be kept as pets and to be used for entertainment purposes. So we find it very disrespectful to lock them in a cage and then force our wishes upon them, like petting them or letting the public pet them or whatever it might be. So we don't do any of that here. We don't buy, sell, breed, touch, trade. We never take them off site. It's bath time. And it'd never be worth the risk, because if these cats were to bite us or scratch us or injure us, we could be forced to put them down. So that makes absolutely no sense to me, to force your wishes on these cats and put their life and yours at risk. So here at Big Cat Rescue, we make sure that they get a very dignified life. I think I see a very precious cat up here. There she is. This is our almost 24-year-old Ocelot named Purrfection. Hi, lady. I don't have any treats, so don't come down this way. Hi. I'm gonna have to hold up the camera though, so I'm not gonna be able to see what you guys are saying for a minute. Whoa. Oh, that makes me sad to see that, Kathy, that your dream is to touch a tiger. If you really learn about cub petting and how they drug those animals and they declaw those animals and they defang those animals, and they're only used for about 12 weeks of their life and then they're discarded, they either become pets, props, or parts, sold into the black market, sold into disgusting backyard zoos. You'd really never want to touch a wild animal like that. Thank you, Sharon, for the donation. You can learn all that at cubtruth.com. It's a very resourceful site. But this is Purrfection Ocelot. You're very grumbly this morning. Yeah, if they wouldn't let you walk up to them in the wild and pet them and hug them, why in the world would you want them drugged or locked in a cage in order to just to touch it? I mean, go touch a horse. It's exactly the same feeling. They're not as soft as you think. You got such a growly scowl. Look at that. Isn't she the most perfect ocelot you've ever seen? So growly. Yeah, there's no good or safe way to enjoy cub petting. It's just all around a really nasty industry, so we do not suggest it. That's the biggest issue on why there are so many captive big cats in the United States. Way more here trapped in basements and backyards and cages than there are in the wild. And we're trying to put a stop to that. So bigcatact.com is how you can help us get the Big Cat Public Safety Act passed. You're so grumpy, yet you're closing your eyes. And I agree, if anybody really wants to look into cub petting and you want to see the saddest part about it, it is the fact that the mothers never get to raise their babies. They're taken away right after birth so that people can raise them. And we've got a cat here named Priya that really is just the definition of just how sad and terrible. She almost died from being a speed breeder at those facilities that pump out cubs for cub petting. Oh my goodness. Am I talking too much? You can learn all about Priya at bigcatrescue.org/Priya. You're so grouchy. Okay, we're gonna go. Thank you for that moment though. Thank you for the moment. Oh my word. Okay, we're going. I certainly don't want her to lunge out here at my face. Yeah, she's almost 24 years old. Unbelievable. Makes me so sad to think about Priya because I think she would have probably been such a phenomenal mama. She never got to raise her babies. And the wild tigers, you know, they get to raise their young for 2 to 3 years before they are set, you know, out into their own, to get their own territory, and then mom might find another mate and have another generation. But there's Lakota again. This is Lakota's jam. This is Lakota Bobcat. You guys know that he recently got a full expansion into a whole nother enclosure right next door to where him and Sue already were. And he just loves this little box. This little box used to be Jeannie Sandcat's favorite little spot. And now Lakota just really loves it. Hi, Lakota. Very handsome, huh? Yeah, Sue and Lakota have been here for a couple years now, and man, they are definitely fierce and aggressive, but yet they have really cute personalities when it comes to operant and enrichment. But man, they'll put you in your place in a hot second. And ever since he found this little box, like, he no longer just like purposely runs over to the side to like growl and lunge and You're so goofy. You must feel very safe in there. I'll pull back a little bit and show you guys it from the side. So he's got a cute little ramp that goes up the other side, and that side's open, but he just rests his little chin on that side. It's so darling. It's so cute. Where's Sue hang out? I know you're always up there, but where's Sue? Let's walk all the way around their new enclosures and find Sue. She might still be actually over on the other side, because when cats share an enclosure here, we don't believe in breeding for a life in prison, because if you breed them in a cage, they can never go free. But these two came in together. We made sure they were spayed and neutered, and we believe they're siblings. But this is all still their enclosure. We make sure that they're separated at feeding time so that they never ever have to feel like they need to compete for food. So you can see that he can go up that ramp and over. This is how all of those expansions that I mentioned to you guys might be taking place, where we're going to expand everybody to have much larger enclosures with any empty enclosures near them or around them. So that's the idea. There will be lots of tunnels and ramps being built. Let's see if we can find Sue. Lakota's been letting me get way more FaceTime with him lately. Sue is still, unless I have food. Oh, you're all the way at the end. All the way at the end. Where are you going? Oh, honey. Hi. This is Sue Bobcat. I think she's not gonna want to hang out. Sue, Sue. Hi. Whoop. She wants that door open so she can go snuggle. But until the cleaners come out, we keep them separated. We don't want anyone stealing anyone else's food. All right, precious, it's okay. Oh. They just want to see how adorable your little face is. She's so tiny. You're like Mrs. Claus tiny. True Southern Bobcat. They stay pretty small. Yeah, she wants over there with him. I'm sorry, baby. I can't. I'm not the one that can open it. Your cleaners are coming. I thought I saw Lovey, Bobcat, out running around. Let's go see maybe Lovey and... Oh, sorry about that. I just saw that it said I had no connection and it was reconnecting. So it may have frozen on some of you. Hi, Lovey. Miss Lovebug. Oh, heading to her usual spot. Yep, that has been her spot lately. Hi, Miss Lovey. It's her grooming spot anyway. It might not be where they... Camille, it's been about 5 years since we've had sand cats. When I started in 2015, we only had Jeannie sand cat left. Of course, there's one weed directly in front of your face. And there's really no better angle. So this is Lovey Bobcat. It just got really dark and windy. I did not think we were expecting rain again today, but we might be. Is it gonna rain, Lovey? Just like, I'll get that weed out of the way. Wrong one, the one in front of you. We had a heck of a storm blow through yesterday. There were tornado warnings where I live, which is in a different county than here. Here it was really just a rainmaker. It wasn't even a lot of like thunder, lightning, or wind. It was just a lot of rain by the time it got here. We needed it, so it wasn't too bad. We were supposed to get 2 big waves of it, but we only got one like pretty much directly after my live. I made it back to my office right before it started. And it maybe rained for an hour or 2 and then was done. Look how cute you are. Love bug. Love bug. Thank you guys very much for the donations. Everybody who's sharing this, that's really helpful. It's the free and most helpful way for you guys to help these cats is sharing any of our live feeds, our posts, our photos on Instagram. I love how they always know how to go like totally out of sight. That squeaking noise in the background is Pharaoh. Oh, she's gonna hang in that corner. Let me get unzoomed here so I don't make everybody dizzy. Let's try to look for TomTom Bobcat real quick. I hear Beecher sounding his alarm. Everybody's talking this morning. She might be in a den. She's not up on her platform and I don't see her out and about, so we might not get a good view of her, but still try. Oh, just snoozing. Hi, TomTom. Hi, little angel. This is TomTom Bobcat. She's just sleeping in her den. Is it gonna rain? Are you able to tell those things? Is that why you're in there? She just has the most precious little old lady face. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So precious. If you ever want to learn about any of the cats that live here, all you have to do is go to bigcatrescue.org/catbio. It has a full list of every permanent resident that is living here at Big Cat Rescue. TomTom is one of our newest arrivals from this past September. She was already 20 years old when she arrived. Little old lady. All right, Sweet Pea, you enjoy. You enjoy. Well, we've seen a lot of bobcats. I don't think we can not go see Nabisco and Flint. Kind of do a full circle. We'll have seen all of the front littles. Pretty much my entire feeding route this morning. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get a Kewlona or Dryden spotting on the way past. I also heard that they might be expanding and adding a little tunnel for Kewlona and Dryden for them to have access to Tiger Lily's old cage. So that made me feel good. It would be nice to see some new life in there, and I'm awfully fond of Kewlona and Dryden, so I think that would be good. See if that happens. We have so many plans. It's just finding the time and money and getting it done. Nope, no Kewlona and Dryden, but I see a very cozy biscuit. Hi, are you sneaking? This is Nabisco. Hi. Always staring at the feet. Nabisco is my very first operant conditioning cat that I was assigned to, and he was very young at the time. This was several years ago. And boy, oh boy, was that a hard habit to break, because he would only stare at your feet. He would never ever look up at you or look at the stick or look to see what you were asking him to do. Operant conditioning is a training program we do here where we just reward the cats for doing very natural behaviors that would be very helpful to us if they ever needed to go see the vet or just get an exam or anything like that. So it's calling them to the side of the cage, and yes, I didn't bring any more snacks, sorry. Yeah, he has been obsessed with feet since he arrived here at 6 months old. That has never changed. But the exciting thing is that through operant conditioning, I did finally break the habit of, if I'm actually asking him to do something specifically, I can at least get him to look at the food or look at me or look at the stick that has the treat on it. But yeah, he wants to attack the feet. That's the big thing. I think he thinks that's the closest thing to him, so that's what he's gonna eventually get a hold of. But what are you watching? I think there's a squirrel throwing stuff out of your tree. What do you think? I just keep seeing like berries and sticks falling out of the tree. So it took almost a solid year to break him of that habit, but yeah. So it's just natural behaviors. We ask him to lay down, we ask him to follow us, we ask him to go into their feeding lockouts, things like that. And for him, the two hardest things were just getting him to look at you instead of your feet, and then not being so swipey and grabby with his feet. He definitely likes to swipe at you. Yeah. And you had to teach him that he takes the treat with his mouth, not with his feet. That's funny. He might have seen Carol's first, but I don't know. He does it to every single keeper out here, so none of us have as cool as shoes as her. Sometimes I wonder too with him if it's like a scent thing. I mean, when we're walking this entire sanctuary, like, I don't wear my shoes into my home when I get home because there's so many smells from just being out here, and add rehab to that. And where's that sneaky Flint? Flintster. Where's Flintster? He was surprise attacking me this morning. Oh, there he comes. Hi. Hi, I know. As far as I know, Ellen, the plan is to build a tunnel system, like the ones I've been showing you. And they would just have a space where they can't actually reach each other, but they could lay near each other, much closer than what they can do now. And if they show any kind of interest in one another, we can make that space smaller and smaller, and then just make sure that we really observe. I don't want that end. You hung out with Smalls too long. Are you gonna flop? Nope. Faking me out. And eventually we'd be able to open it up, but I think as of now I don't know if that's a top priority or not. There's so many things on the list. We've completely restructured the volunteer program with all of our existing volunteers because we haven't been taking in any new volunteers, and that just got a huge makeover. Basically, red shirts are now the introductory, and then you're only a red shirt for a very short period of time, showing that you're responsible and that you'll show up and that you're a hard worker. And then you can graduate to a yellow shirt and start cleaning and all of that. So the keeper side changed a lot. So you start cleaning, feeding, enrichment, and operant as a yellow shirt now instead of a red shirt, but red shirt level's really short. So we'll see how it goes. We also made sure that Manny and Kimba are on the extreme cat list, meaning you have to have been certified and signed off and everything with them for 6 months total after your final sign off before you can ever work with them. Hey Flint, I think you're very interested in your neighbor. He likes his girl neighbor, Kewlona. Where's Kewlona? Where's Kewlona? Very tall and lanky. Still a little wonky. Still a little bow-legged. But man, he's doing really well. Just being a busybody. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of Kewlona, because she was right over on this section when I fed her this morning. Hi, baby girl. You are right. Flint does love everybody. There really isn't a keeper out here he doesn't respond to. This is Kewlona. Sorry, the picture is going to be terrible because she's in a very dark den. Hi, pretty girl. Sweet pea. So Kewlona and Dryden are two bobcats that live together here, but we do separate them for feeding time. So he's on the other side. I know it's not a great picture of you. You're so beautiful. It's really hard to... Yeah, it's really hard to show how beautiful you are in there, all pixelated. Yeah, I think she's one of the most stunning bobcats. All right, honey, we'll give you all the privacy. Okay? Yeah. Actually, don't know what day it was. There was a day where I actually was able to zoom in and show you guys her for quite a while. It was only a couple days ago, I think, but I honestly keep losing track of time. Let's see if Pharaoh's out, and that'll be where we end, because we've done a full circle here. So the next cat over is Smalls. Sometimes he likes to be up here. That's hilarious. Somebody got groomed. That is Pharaoh hair. Pharaoh is a scratch cat for myself and Lauren Grant and Jamie. And it looks like he got lots of brush-ins today. Oh, there's another few piles over here too. How funny. He's 21 years old and very arthritic at this point, so we've got to make sure we keep up with him so he doesn't get matted. Plus, he gets a little dingy since he's all white, so the brushing is really important. Oh, look who went back up in her tree. Can I just get one more shot of you up there? You're so cute. Look how cute you are. This is Mrs. Claus back up on her shelf. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi. All right, that's all I wanted. I promised. I just wanted one shot of you. And then go away so she doesn't jump down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly why we would leave the hair floating around, is for all the birds. Hi. You tucked over here for? Oh, look how handsome you are. Look how handsome. I love when he does that head bobbing. That's him smelling to see if I brought him any treats. So this is Pharaoh. Pharaoh's a white serval. I didn't show you any servals today, but normally they are tan and black with spots and stripes. But Pharaoh here is a one of a kind. What are you sniffing for? Silly boy. Oh, where are we going? Where are we going? Whoa. Gonna trudge through the jungles where we're going. He always gets the zoomies when I come over. So you can see he's got a spot or two on him like a traditional serval. Are you going in your den? That'd be weird. Haven't seen you in there in a while. But he has a trait called leucism. It's exactly the same as what would cause a white tiger to be born. So it's caused through inbreeding. His parents were probably a lot more closely related than anyone realized. So again, it's a trait called leucism. It's man-made, so generally they have moms bred to sons and vice versa, and until eventually they'll come across that trait that'll create the white coat. It's not naturally occurring in the wild. Are we old man zooming? Yeah, it's a very nasty thing that takes place in the breeding world. But we sure are lucky to have him. I know. You're such a handsome boy. Oh, thank you. Nope, I don't want that in. You do spray me. You have before. A couple times. Where are we going? Who's the best boy? You the best boy in the whole world? Yeah. Yeah. Yep, it takes him a minute to get up and get going, but once he does, it's hard to stop him. Whoop! Yeah, that's a perfect place, right in the sunshine. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Always moving and grooving, aren't we, sir? We're moving and grooving. Sweetest boy. Yeah. Nor, yeah, people do ask me that all the time. They're like, you always tell all the cats that they're the best or the sweetest or the, but I will say that Pharaoh is definitely, from the day I started out here, I've always called him the sweetest boy. But best boy is always my backup. That's usually Cyrus or Jinx, but Jinx is also my silly boy. There's too many nicknames to keep up with. You see that love bug? All right, everybody. Well, I think we're gonna call it a day so I can go do some work things. Thank you guys very much for joining us today. We saw a lot of cats, a lot of bobcats, small cats. We ended with Pharaoh here. We got a Savannah cat in there and an Ocelot. Yeah, Hutch is also my best boy. He's also my chatty boy, so they all have boy names of some sort. So do the girls. The list goes on and on. Well, thank you guys for the donations and everybody who shared this, everybody who answered questions for me. I appreciate that. And I will see you guys next time. Gonna have a moment here with Mr. Pharaoh. All right, take care, everybody.